it's me again. Tuesday afternoon, I thought I'd come out and do my usual rant and rave about sports, politics, whatever. But I must admit, I read the Province yesterday. It's a Vancouver newspaper. Read this article written by Gordon Clark, who I shall affectionately now forever call Chubbs. Well, Chubb goes on here writing about how Alpha Flight is coming back after 30 years. Where has he been? Maybe he's been living in his basement eating donuts, because judging from his picture and from the way he makes comments, he's the kind of guy who probably does live in a basement, which he actually refers to as 30-year-olds living in basements reading comic books, especially this one. Well, he goes on to say that Alpha Flight's a stereotype group of really bad Canadian characters. Who cares? It's a comic book. Isn't the whole point of comic books to just read and have fun? Isn't the whole point of art to inspire and stimulate the mind, stories, to get people thinking about things differently? And so, yeah, I admit, Alpha Flight, they're stereotypes. Guy with the flag, Guardian. A girl in the flag, Vindicator. Bigfoot, Puck, Marina, all these other wonderful characters. And yes, 30 years ago when they first came out, I thought to myself, oh God, they did a guy in a flag. The funny thing was, because of that comic book 30 years ago, I started designing my own characters. Got over 2,000. That's the whole point. They're fiction. They're not real people. And the whole point of fictional characters is how they're written, how they're drawn. I mean, right here, this is one of the first Canadian characters who actually wore a flag. Oh, look, it's Captain Canuck. Also wore the flag. But I guess you wouldn't like that, Chubbs, because, frankly, he was Canadian. Well, Chubbs goes on to make comments about the X-Men, how they stole our thunder and whatnot. Shh. Chubbs, here's a secret. Wolverine. Canadian. Shocking. One of the most popular characters in the Marvel Universe is a Canadian. But wait, it's okay. Because Chubby here says we should have really stupid characters like a giant beaver. Well, buddy, maybe you dream about giant beavers. I don't. I actually like reading real comic books. He goes on to say, talking about American comic books, Captain America is a stereotype. Red, white, and blue, big star on his chest. Stereotype, but still one of the best comic books done by Marvel. But I digress a bit. We're talking Canadian superheroes. Because, obviously, Chubbs doesn't do his research. He mentions that Alpha Flight is back after 30 years. Well, Alpha Flight ran for almost 100 issues. Came back with a couple of miniseries. It's been around. And people know them. People know these characters. If you read a book, you know the characters. But I'm not surprised. Look at him. Gordon Clark. Lives at home with his mother, probably in the basement. Gordon, what have you drawn? What characters have you come up with? I bet you don't even know that back in the 40s, there was a group of superheroes in Canada. And people refer to these old comic books as the Canadian Whites, and their characters were actually better than the American comic books at the time. And some people remember them. People like Ty Templeton. He's bringing back these public domain characters in a comic book called Northern Guard. If you had done your research before writing this article, you'd have known about Northern Guard. You'd have known about Captain Canuck. You'd have also known of comic books such as The Mage, done by Bernie Moreau. To couldn't have wished on that. How about Grendel? All these other wonderful comic books out there that are all Canadian. Superheroes. Do your research. There's even a comic book company for a while called Comico. They did a comic book called The Elementals. Superheroes. Well, hold on. Wait a second. I guess Chubbs would rather have someone like Montreal Man. Because, frankly, his character dimes he came up with are pretty lame. But so is this article. But then again, you know what, Chubbs? You don't like Alpha Flight? That's fine. That's why there's so many comic books out there. If you want Canadian heroes that are a bit different, go online. Take a look. There's a series called Heroes of the North. These guys are clad in black leather for the most part. Or polymer, because polymorph has great, fantastic uniforms. And the girls are hot. It's not for kids. It's a live-action series filmed in Montreal, and it's fun. It's interesting to watch. It's getting critical acclaim. They have their own comic books. But, Chubby, I guess you'd rather watch stuff like Team Epic, That parody superhero thing filmed in Toronto. Ugh. You know, it's the kind of show that guys who debate Star Wars and Star Trek do. Which is probably you. So, as for you, the province, if you're going to do articles like this, at least get somebody who knows about comic books. Heck, go to a comic book store. Talk to the people who sell them. You know, people like RX Comics. Come to people like me, people who read them and understand them. You don't get someone who's a mechanic to do a movie review, do you? Well, you don't get someone like this guy to write a review of comic books, because frankly this, woo, it's all it's worth. It's a horrible article. Do your research. Have fun with it. Because the whole point of a comic book is to inspire. And if you think only 30-year-olds read comic books, you're wrong. Go to a comic book store. You'd be surprised who reads comic books. So everybody out there, pick up Alpha Flight. Enjoy the fact that they're a bit campy. Read it. You'll enjoy it. And if you don't like it, who cares? Pick something else up. Try Northern Guard. Rediscover these old Canadian heroes. Watch Heroes of the North. And I find it hard to believe, but I'll even say, go check out Team Epic online. It's stupid, it's super dorky, but it's good for a laugh. Go to the comic book store, pick up some stuff, and be proud of the fact that you're Canadian. We can wear the flag. Chubbs obviously doesn't like the fact that there's a superhero wearing a flag, because he's humble, he's so Canadian. Using his logic, everybody wearing a Vancouver Canucks jacket is a rioter. Doesn't make any sense, does it? So, come on, think about it. Not everybody who reads comic books is fat and thoroughly lives at home in their basement. We know you are, Chubbs. Not everybody who wears a flag is humble. There are a lot of people out there who wear the flags. Growing up in Montreal during the separatist days, you wore the flag, you got into fights. But it was worth it. Because this is a great country. We have great comic book characters. We got great comic book artists. So to say that Alpha Flight's a bit stereotypical, yeah, so what? I mean, Superman, superhuman being with a big S on his chest. That's a stereotype right there. Oh, and by the way, Chubbs, if you didn't know, one of his creators was Canadian. That makes Superman half Canadian. So everybody, I'll see you guys next time. We'll talk comic books again if we have to. Because it's fun. Hopefully it'll be a more fun thing about comic books. Province, honestly, this Gordon Clark guy, not worth it. Go to the comic book store, check it out, have fun. And next time, maybe we'll get back to my usual ranting and raving, because I know you all love it so much. And guess what? No comments about refs this time. Peace.